So we're a bit of a ways into the summer event by now. I mean, we know what the ship is. We saw the blog and all that. But, you know, a lot of people are still making their way through the event. You know, I'm one of them. I'm only 5 days into the required 20 days to unlock the ship. So I haven't experienced this thing for myself. But apparently, the console has had a bit of a surprise that was not included in the initial blog announcement. While I haven't unlocked the new event ship, there are plenty of people who have already because they have too much low-buy and not enough patience to unlock the event ship the old-fashioned way, which, you know, I get. I don't have a lot of patience, but I also don't have a lot of low-buy, so I'm kind of stuck there. But this means that people have gone and posted the tooltip for the new console for the off the ship online, and it has a bit of a surprise that was not included in the blog for some reason, which is kind of dumb in my opinion, to one, not only leave out valuable information about upcoming content, but then to not include information that is actually really I wouldn't say it's really important, but it definitely changes my opinion on the console. Because if you remember my initial first impression review of the ship, of the Vovin, I was rather unimpressed with the console and just kind of the ship itself, but this kind of changes that, because the console has the added effect of being able to reduce the recharge time of other Universal consoles by 25% every time it's used, which is very impressive. More than that, it only has a recharge time of 30 seconds. That's kind of huge, considering the typical Universal console click ability has a cooldown of 2 minutes. So yeah, you're going to be able to very easily use this to reduce the cooldowns of your other Universal consoles, which is a very powerful ability. I mean, if you've seen any of my other, any of my build videos, or any of my ship review videos either, a lot of what, in my opinion, determines what makes a good ship is how much room you have for unconventional systems triggers, because unconventional systems is incredibly valuable for lowering the cooldowns of your Universal consoles, because, you know, the lower those cooldowns, the more you get to use those consoles, which, you know, those consoles can be very powerful, which, you know, improves the overall effectiveness of your build, no matter what that build is. So now we are getting an alternative, or even just an overall improvement to being able to reduce cooldowns for Universal consoles, because this, I mean, just as it is, this could end up being just a budget version of unconventional systems, or even just a way to or even just an alternative for it, you know, if you don't have a lot of room for them, because, you know, it's a console, not a starship trait, or no, it's a console, not a personal trait. Uncon's a personal trait, not a starship trait. But yeah, this, that is a really good effect. It bugs me. Why was this not included in the blog? I would have been much less negative about it if it were in there. And this is being released for free on an event ship, so, you know, guys, go get that ship. Don't, you know, I know I was really lackluster on the review. I was very about it, but that's because this was not in the blog for whatever reason. So go out there, play the summer event, get this ship, because you want to get this unlocked on your account for free while you can, because once the event's over, your only option will be to buy it out, and then, you know, after that first year or so, then that's going to disappear, and then it won't show up into Mud's Market for another year, and then once it's in Mud's, it's going to be like a $40 charge to unlock it for Zen, and that's assuming it's on sale. Now, the thing I don't know, is this the absolute, like, minimal cooldown of the console as well, or can this cooldown be further reduced even more with unconventional systems? Because if you can get that even lower than 30 seconds, you're just going to get crazy amounts of cooldown reduction on your consoles. I would be surprised if they did, because that seems kind of overpowered. But I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I won't have the ship for another 15 days or so. So we'll see. So if any of you have that answer, post it in the comments down below, please. Another thing to talk about, which I'm sure plenty of you have already heard about already, Star Trek Online posted this teaser very recently, which, well, if you're familiar with Star Trek Online, this layout probably looks kind of familiar. I mean, obviously, this is still in Star Trek Online, just kind of edited a little bit with some extra stuff added in, but it's very familiar to Star Trek Armada. This is accompanied with some cryptic text with just which is just the numbers 15 and 8 repeated 7 times, and a number of people are thinking that this is a cryptic teaser for an upcoming ship or possibly even a ship bundle, which would make sense considering there are 3 ships here. So this could be, ship bundles are usually in 3s these days. A lot of people are theorizing that this is a teaser for a possible release date. I know I've seen 2 possibilities. Either people are saying it's going to be on August 15th, or people are saying it's going to be July 23rd. And that's because if you add up 15 and 8, that equals 23, and it is repeated 7 times. So 7 being July, and 15 plus 8 being 23, so July 23rd. And yes, I've seen Spencer's video on this. I know he's already checked that actually coincides better with previous release dates for other ship bundles, because the first responder bundle and the what was the other one that we got last year? A flashback bundle, that's what it was. Both of those were released around the 20-something of July of their respective years. So, July 23rd certainly fits within that release window. So that's likely. I would lean more toward that than August 15th. As to what's going to be in the bundle, obviously we can only speculate there beyond the fact that it's going to be ships. I mean, and given that they're showing 3 ships here, obviously they're probably going to be Federation ships, because you guys know how it is these days. New Federation Klingon and Romulan ships are a rather rare thing these days, which is a shame, but what can you do? But obviously, since they are teasing a somewhat Star Trek Armada-esque setup, at least one of those ships is probably going to be from Star Trek Armada. And there's already been some speculation here. My buddy Stargate Wars conveniently posted this because Thomas Maroney posted this, which is a color hex code for what Stargate is saying is kind of this shade of like pinkish purple, which is part of the temporal drive for this ship, the Premonition, which was a big part of Star Trek Armada. So it is quite possible that we are getting a playable Premonition in whatever this upcoming bundle is going to be. Obviously, we can only speculate on what the other 2 ships are going to be, and that's assuming there are going to be more ships in this bundle. It could just be like a one-off thing. Who knows? I mean, historically, these have always been like 3 ship bundles, but they haven't officially announced anything, so you can't say for sure one way or another. But it's a safe bet that there are going to be 2 other ships. So, I mean, now the question is, are there going to be 2 other original ships from Star Trek Armada, or maybe from other Star Trek games? Because there are other original ships from Star Trek Armada, or at least, especially if you count Star Trek Armada 2 as well. Because, I mean, there's the Aegean class from Armada. What else is original to Armada? There weren't a lot of original Federation ships in the first game, if I remember correctly. I mean, there was the Premonition, but the rest of the playable ships in the Federation faction, I think, were canon. Aha! I found a list on Trek Core. Okay, so they had the Venture-class Scout, which was just the mission scout ship from Insurrection. They just gave it a name. The Defiant, the Steamrunner, the Akira, Nebula, Sovereign. Yeah, those are all canon ships. And then, of course, the Premonition, which wasn't a buildable unit. It was a hero unit from the campaign, so it wouldn't be among this list. I mean, there's the Dilithium Freighter, which kind of already looks like the Seneca class. So, then there's the construction ship, which I seriously doubt they would make into a playable ship. And then the rest of these are space stations. And then there was Armada 2, which added the Iwo Jima and the Aegean class, which those are the only 2 originals it added. Well, no, they also added, there it is, the repair ship, which actually looks kind of similar to the California class, which is kind of funny. And then the cargo ship, but I seriously doubt they'd be adding those as playable ships in Star Trek. So I guess either of these could be candidates, unless they are also going to be looking at ships from other games in like the Activision era as well, because that's when Armada came out, was during the Activision era of Star Trek games. So it could be other ships from other games of that era, which, I mean, there are plenty more to choose from. But of course, time will only tell. And if I'm right that this is going to be releasing probably around the 23rd, then we should be getting an announcement sometime next week, maybe early in the following week. I would be surprised if they pushed it to that far back. But yeah, hopefully we'll be hearing about this soon. Also, I should probably bring up, sorry, I'm a little late on this news. In fact, I'm very late on this news, sorry. But PC players, there's a Zen charge bonus going on right now. So that means if you buy Zen, means you'll get some extra Zen along with your purchase. So yeah, now would actually be a really good time to buy Zen if you're so, you know, since there's a C-Store bundle possibly happening in the next couple weeks, now would actually be a really good time to buy Zen for it. It started on the 2nd, like I said, sorry, I am late on this, but it will be up until the 9th, so by the time this goes up, you should still have a day or two to get some Zen with an extra 20% bonus Zen. Oh, and if you play Star Trek Online through the Epic Game Store, be sure to use my content creator code STU1701. I really do appreciate it, and it really helps me out. Thank you. But yeah, that's about it. We got a bit of a surprise from the T6 Obelisk's console, which is going to be quite the shakeup for the meta, I imagine, because this is a whole new way to reduce the recharge of your universal consoles, which is always a very powerful thing to have. So yeah, this will be a really nice. So be sure to get this while you can for free, because you know free is better than spending $40 in the month's market for it after 2 years of waiting. So yeah, be sure to get that. And then of course there is this Cryptic teaser, which I am pretty sure is going to be a ship bundle, which will likely include the premonition. I hope, maybe. Who can say for sure? I sure can't. But yeah, this will be something, I guess. I don't know. I'm trying to put a more positive spin on it, but it's you know, there's nothing really to say about it right now, so I'm just gonna stop talking, and I guess we'll see what it is in the near future, hopefully, and yeah. Sorry, you can tell I haven't been sleeping very well because I'm getting rambly, so let's wrap this up. So yeah, a pleasant surprise from the T6 Obelisk console, and then the Cryptic teaser for what I'm assuming is going to be a new ship bundle. It's the teases are looking good that we're going to be getting the premonition, but you know, feel free to wildly speculate in the comments on what other ships we could possibly be getting in this bundle. And you know, once it's announced, I will let you guys know, and then we can wildly speculate on whether or not they'll be any good. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. You know, usual outro stuff. Check out all the stuff in the, you know, below the video. Be sure to use my content creator code STU1701. Like I said, it really does help me out, and I really do appreciate it. Either way though, thank you so much for watching. My name's Stu, and I will see you guys next time.